Trainwreck amps were built by Ken Fisher in the 1980s and 90s and are some of the rarest, most collectible boutique amps in the world today. Fisher only built around 100 amps, and we had the opportunity to demo 3 of them, 2 Express models and 1 Liverpool, at Ultrasound Studio and Amp Sales in New York City. All of the amps will be plugged into a 1968 Marshall 412 cabinet with Celestion pre-Rolla G1230 speakers with 014 cones.
Hi, I'm Jeff Mackerlane. I'm here with PremierGuitar.com at Ultrasound Studios in New York City. I'll be playing my Michael Tuttle Stratocaster and my Gibson Les Paul.
The first Trainwreck Express we're demoing was built by Ken Fisher in 1992 for George Lynch and is named Suzanne. It's one of the higher gain Express models, and it features newer style transformers running Mullard XF2 welded plate EL34s. The input stage has a Mullard 12AX7, the tone driver is an Amperex Bugle Boy 12AX7, and the phase inverter is a Philips Miniwatt 12AX7.
Alright, so the first one I started off with was the George Lynch amp here. Had the gain at about 9 o'clock. And it was cool, as you heard, it kind of felt like a little more classic Marshall sort of thing. Cleaned up really great with the volume knobs. And with your fingers, it really reacted to the pick attack, which is pretty cool. And since, it was made for George Lynch, I wanted to see what it sounded like with the gain pretty high. So we cranked it up to about 1 o'clock. And then I think that's where this amp really started kicking in, doing what it was supposed to do. Really easy to play, as you heard, fed back really well. And the good harmonic feedback, like the kind of notes you want when the amp's distorting and feeding back. Didn't feel like it was going crazy, but it seems like definitely an amp you got to get used to playing. It's got its own sort of thing. It's pretty touch sensitive. That's what they're known for. So I can kind of feel that as I was playing a little. Playing through the same amp again, the George Lynch one. I'm really pretty much a Strat guy and a single coil guy, so I can really kind of relate to that sound a lot better. I really liked it. It's pretty touch sensitive. You could hear a lot of kind of note definition in the chords. I like that too, and it had the nice round low end, which that kind of hollow Strat sound that I think some amps don't get quite as well. And this one did pretty well. Gainier than what I would like, generally speaking, because I kind of go for that more Hendrix had a Strat sort of sound, and I would like to get the gain from a fuzz face or something like that. But when I had the gain down lower, I liked it. It was really cool, great bluesy guitar sound. I wouldn't complain.
The second amp we'll be demoing is a 1987 Trainwreck Express named Sarah. This was Ken Fisher's personal amp, but he later sold it to Billy Gibbons. It features old-style transformers running Mullard XF2 welded plate EL34s. The input stage has a Mullard 12AX7, the tone driver is an Amperex Bugle Boy 12AX7, and the phase inverter is a Philips Miniwatt 12AX7.
This is one that was Sarah, and this was Ken's personal amp, and Billy Gibbons owned it. So I'm just going to rub it, see if any kind of comes off on me, because he's one of my favorite players. I preferred this one if we're going to do like a back and forth. This one felt more kind of rounder and warmer to me, which is, I kind of like that older style amp, and it was really nice. When I gained it out, it kind of got a little too gainy, which I think most amps have a sweet spot. I think I went past that, but right about here with the humbuckers and the Strat, sounded awesome, cleaned up great. So all you would need is that amp, no pedals, just plug it in and going for it. And yeah, that's a really nice amp.
The third Trainwreck we'll be looking at is a 1996 Liverpool named Armida. The Liverpool is a Class A EL84 powered amp with a solid-state rectifier. It's more of a high-gain rock amp with a fatter mid-range to fill out the sound of single-coil pickups. It's running 4 Brimar EL84s. The input stage has a Mullard 12AX7, the tone driver is an Amperex Bugle Boy 12AX7, and the phase inverter is a Philips Miniwatt 12AX7.
Okay, this is the Liverpool Trainwreck, and for me, this is my favorite one. And it's supposed to be designed for Stratocasters in mind, single coils, and I can hear it right away. It's got a kind of a mid to it that really pushes it, but you still hear the high end. Gets that great woody sound from a Strat. I went past the sweet spot at one point and I rolled down the low end, and it still sounded awesome. So like with any amp, you got to find that sweet spot and adjust your knobs depending on what volume you're at. But across the spectrum that I played through, man, this is a great sounding amp. As you notice, I kind of played really hard and really soft and didn't touch the volume knob a few points, and it really is touch sensitive. Works great with the volume knob. I could see using this one, like when you reach its peak, and then if you want a little bit more gain, like using something to push it a little bit, that would keep it tight, maybe like a Klon or a King of Tone or something really a good high-end pedal. Yeah, for me, this is being a Strat kind of guy. This would be the one for me.
Thanks for joining us for this rare opportunity to hear 3 Ken Fisher amps. For more information on Ken's legacy, visit Trainwreck.com, and to find out more about Ultrasound's impressive facility, visit ultrasoundrehearsal.com.